Okay, so how is this going? You get in the sense that these questions ask for different things and lead to different conversations. The thing is, you're leading to different conversations, and the different conversations will, and as you gain more experience, you'll be going, I know which conversation I want to lead to. Are you already getting a sense that, well, if this question is going to go that way, and this one's going to go that way, that one looks or feels or sounds like a better direction to go for this conversation at this time?
Yeah, well, I think the feeling that we all got is because all three of us, the sentence was, I need to, I want to do something. So the second question actually leads to the positive, while the other two sort of keep us in the negative of this thing not being done. So that's, I think.
Now, if I were to instead use positive and negative, because those are kind of judgment calls.
Yeah, they are.
I'm so glad I waited for Ira to get back in. I actually consider that the modal operators are sort of like, you know those old cans of sardines where you've got the little key and you reel it back? Well, I think the modal operators are doorways to the fuller belief structure. So let me give you an example. Say you would somebody who did not know me in the elevator overheard me saying, oh, I can't dance. What do you think somebody who had no idea who I was would say if they heard that? Would think about me?
If you said I can dance?
Yeah, if they overheard me talking to somebody and I said, oh, no, I can't dance. And if it was just a normal person in the elevator, what do you think they would automatically jump into conclusions say?
You have no rhythm.
I have no rhythm, da-da-da-da. Now, if somebody who knows me heard me say that, what conclusions would they be jumping to?
That you're joking.
Or that I sprained my
Yeah,
ankle?
right. Yeah, that's what I was going to.
But these questions, I can't, and then challenging it, because sometimes, I have a friend that told me, no, I can't drink, and I was like going, wow, this is good, so when did you finally realize that? Is that what I was thinking on the inside? And I said, oh, what's stopping you? Well, I'm getting a breath test in the morning for this new job interview. It's like, that isn't a job interview every day. This is a person that does drink too much, and the only person who is in disagreement about that is himself. So these lead to when I say what stops you, on a form of structure, what are we asking? What is the belief? So we're asking about a belief, and so there's a cause and effect that we're asking for. Now, one of the meta model programs is cause and effect. We're going to talk about that in a little while. But if somebody says, oh, I can't tell my child no, well, what stops you? Well, if I did tell him no, blah, 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 or what would happen if he did? Well, then he might not love me. Well, that's giving me a belief. Oh, so if someone loves you, you can't tell them no. That's the belief that he actually has. That's something juicy to meta-model away. So the cans and the shoulds and the musts and the have-tos and the needs, using these judiciously gets you into the complex equivalences and the cause and effects and the assumptions about consequence, which is of course all cause and effect. So the modal operators tend to move you into cause and effect and to the whole generalized belief structure. This causes that, and that means whatever. If I tell my child no, they'll hate me, and that means I'm a bad mother. That might be the whole belief structure. It's a horrible belief structure to have. I actually do there's some, I don't know if it's an ad or it must be an ad because I don't watch TV. I really should, once in a while, I dust it. There's an ad that I've seen somewhere or something, and I don't know, but, it's, when your child gets mad at you and you know you're doing something right. I saw that and I was like, oh, I thought, thank God, because that was actually, a really useful thing for people to deal with 3-year-olds and 14-year-olds.
So the modal operators are those two questions? I got a little lost on that.
The actual modal operators are the words can't, I can't, can, can't, must, have to, need to, mustn't, able. So those are all modal operators. They're not a word. There's no real verb in can or can't. I can verb. Another verb has to be there. I can swim, I can't swim. I must organize, I must not organize. It's I'm not capable of organizing, or I'm capable of organizing. So first off, most I can or I can't statements have to do with belief, unless it happens to do with data.
Yeah, I think the examples that we did were a little bit removed from beliefs, because it was like, I need to get organized, there is not much of a belief there. Not as much as I cannot say no to my child,
You're right,
right?
and we're gonna get juicier. But for right now, I'm gonna get you guys moving for a couple of minutes because I think you need it. But I'm gonna give you the exercise first so you can feel really crappy while we get all energized again. The exercise is, okay, I'm taking generalized referential index out of the mix and I'm taking simple deletion out of the mix. I'm not so certain comparative deletion should be in there, but you're gonna work in a pair. You have 20 minutes to write a little, and I'm using this word on purpose, therapeutic script. It is made up. One of you is gonna say, I can't, and you're gonna go, what stops you? And then you might say, okay, so we got the meta model, we started off with the modal operators. Then you might say, oh, so every single time you do this, da-da-da-da-da-da, because you just happen to challenge the universal, because a modal operator almost always has a universal attached to it. I can't X, the implication is I can't ever X, under any circumstances, in any time, in any way. So you could go back to universal. Now, you do not want to put every single one of these. I want an 8 or 10 sentence exchange that either shows 3 of these things, and it's challenged together. Well, everybody knows you shouldn't do that. Really? Who says everybody knows that? Or who's everybody? So you're going to demonstrate in front of the room, you're going to play therapist A and the client, and you're both going to have your responses written out so that we can see form A, oh, they did modal operator, she challenged the modal operator, and then that somehow led to mind reading, and then she challenged the mind reading. How do you know that? You can use your books, you're going to write out the script, but it's going to be so clear and simply done that the rest of the room will be able to go, oh, they went for the mind reading, oh, they went for this, oh, they went for that. And all you have to do is get 3, maybe 4 patterns in. Pretty overwhelming, huh?
Made up problems, right? Or
Well, since you're going to be performing it in front of the room, and yes, it's going to be made up problems. So pick, one of you could be Michelle Obama. It doesn't matter as long as the question and the answer fit the form, because it's not the story we're going to be paying attention to. Hopefully. Okay.